Hello, my name is Moshtaba Fathi, and today we are going to showcase and analyze um, a video that showcases what a bad class management is like. Second by second, we are going to analyze it second by second. And this video was originally uploaded by this YouTuber, and I'll put the uncut and the original um, link of this video down below. In this video, we are going to go through this video second by second and analyze it to see how did this class go this wrong, and kind of talk about the actions that the teacher takes during her lessons. And yeah, let's start. Okay, let me adjust my webcam to kind of hear. Okay, as you see, the teacher enters the classroom first and she goes to her desk. She just sits there, okay, kind of hiding behind her desk, so to speak. It's not a good idea to do that. You are moving out of your student's sight, and the students can no longer see you or be aware of your presence. You know, the first couple of students who enter the class will know of your presence, but the rest of them who enter the class later will not be aware of your presence, which can lead to some problems, as we see in the few minutes. So instead of hiding behind your desk, you can stand in front of the door of the class, in front of the door, and greet your students individually and instruct them individually instead of instructing them as a class, as a whole, because this is a large class. This is not a small class. We are talking about high school level classes, like 30, 40 students. Okay, so make sure not to enter the class first, and stand in front of the door and greet your students as they enter the class. Okay, so you can take control then. You can take control. Okay, let's continue. The students are entering the class, and we cannot even see the teacher here. This is just a huge red flag. The students are entering and we cannot even see the teacher. The teacher's presence cannot be felt here. This is a huge no-no. Okay, the teacher says everyone sit down and be quiet. This instruction is given too early. Not all of the students are here. So again, it's better to stand up when you're giving this instruction. When you're giving an instruction, it's better to stand up and make eye contact with your students. Move around a little bit, or like you can I don't know if you have watched Dead Poets Society. The teacher in that movie stands on the desk, such a high position. I'm not telling you to stand on your desk, but what I'm saying is, when you're giving an instruction, your presence should be felt. Either it is by standing on the desk or a chair, doesn't matter, but be sure to stand in a high position. You know, you're just sitting like this and giving instructions like this. It doesn't work. Doesn't work. And what you are saying is, everyone sit down and be quiet. You are giving this instruction to teenagers. You can't tell teenagers to be quiet. Instead of giving such a vague instruction, make sure to tell them, open your book to page X, and review what we have studied last session, because we are going to I'm going to take a quiz out of you, I don't know, but you get the idea. Never ever tell teenagers to sit down and be quiet. It doesn't work. You know, it's such a disastrous instruction, because teenagers are kind of superhuman, super active. You can never and ever tell teenagers to be quiet. You need to give them something to do. Like, open your homework, like open your notebooks. I'm going to check your homework. Okay? So they can be occupied somehow. And this occupation with an activity prevents disorder or chaotic situations. Okay, so yeah, they need to have something to do. I mean, you need to give them an activity to do. Okay, everyone sit down and be quiet. That's a wrong kind of instruction. Okay, let's continue. Okay, as you see, let's watch the whole video. I wanted to say something, but it's too soon. It's too early. Again, she says, everyone sit down and be quiet, and no one pays attention. Why no one pays attention? Because she's giving instruction while she's in this position. It doesn't work. You have to stand up. You have to stand up, and you have to be in the center of your class in this situation, not in the corner, not out of sight. Okay, so the teacher's position in this class is also wrong. She has to be in front of the class, or in the center of the class. In front of the class when you are greeting your students, and when the students enter, be in the center of your class, and keep that close proximity with your students. She's hiding behind the desk, and that kind of makes the direct access impossible. So she has to stand up, she has to come, she has to be in the center of the class, so she can actually manage the class. Like, you see, half of the students are standing and half of the students are kind of sitting down. You know, this is already chaotic. You have to instruct your students to sit down, to take a seat. Now, the teacher doesn't do that at all, as we see. Let's continue. Okay, let's continue. Okay, the second part of this video on addressed behavior. So, whenever a student does something good you have to praise that student so you can reinforce that behavior in your class. But when some students in your class do a bad thing, a disruptive thing, you have to take action. And if you don't take action, and if you hide, and if you kind of ignore that behavior, that bad behavior, that is going to escalate, not de-escalate. Because some new teachers think that by ignoring bad behavior, it will stop. It won't stop. It will get worse, as we see. Okay, let's get started. Like, get ready. This is kind of where things get so bad, very bad. Okay. As you see, half of the students are standing, half of them are sitting. I'm not sure whether this is a group activity or not, but I don't approve of this. Why? Because the class is large. The teacher is not in the student's side. The teacher has to be in the center of the class in such a situation. So whenever a student has a question, she can answer, for example. But we don't see that here. Or whenever a student makes a disturbance, she has direct access to that student. Okay. The teacher is just doing this all the time. I don't know why. She's just all this time. She's doing this all the class. Like this. This is unacceptable. I said this is unacceptable behavior from a teacher. Like, she's taking a risk like this. Such an unacceptable behavior. Like, this is a large class. Things can get out of hand really quickly. Escalate, like in seconds, things can escalate. And how can you go from this then to a serious mode, like in seconds? You can't. If you're doing this, you have just lost the class. Goodbye. This is a large class. You don't do this. You don't hide. I know we have some techniques in which the teacher hides, goes out of students' sight, but not in this case, not in this large class. You have to consider the context in which you are teaching. You can't hide in this class. I disapprove. Okay? You should never hide in this class. In this class, you should never hide. Because we are going to see why. We are going to see why. Okay? What happened? Okay? Okay? We can see a student who enters the class, doesn't see the teacher. He doesn't see the teacher. He doesn't see the teacher because the teacher is in this position. And then he shouts like it's a hood, like it's like we are in the street, not in a classroom. So this is a disruptive behavior. The teacher has to stand up, confront the student immediately. Like, if she doesn't do this, things can get out of hand, because other students also see the teacher as a weak person, and they will also follow the disruptive individual or the student here. So it's a chain reaction. It's a chain reaction. One disruptive behavior, and if you don't stop this, it infects other students as well. Other students will be disruptive as well. If you don't stop one person immediately, it's like an infection. It's like COVID-19. It's such an infectious disease or illness. Okay. I talk too much, but I think it's necessary to stop and analyze it. No, if I don't, it's such a waste. Okay, let's see. Okay, you can see the teacher here. Okay, you can see the teacher here. She doesn't stand up. She doesn't stand up. She's just sitting down there. Let's see what she does next. Okay, she finally stands up. Like, it took seconds. You know, I said that you can't go from this to standing up. Now she is hiding behind the table or her desk. How can she have a direct access to the disruptive student? She can't. She has to be in the middle of the class in the first place to begin with. Now she has to walk. She has to walk to the disruptive student. You see, it's so bad, you know. By the time she gets there, the student will have already de-escalated the situation. So by de-escalating the situation, the student, that disruptive student, hopes that she won't be severely punished, you know. So this is a technique by the disruptive students, by all the disruptive students. That is why I advise the teachers to be in the center. So when something happens, you can access the disruptive student and confront the disruptive student and kick him out or kick her out. Just kick her out. Don't be a nice teacher. Nice teachers don't last, okay? I'm saying it out loud. Nice teachers don't last. They get fired. This teacher is probably getting fired after this semester. They won't give her classes anymore. This is my take. Maybe she is a teacher now, or a very successful teacher. We are not here to judge anybody, but what I'm saying is that these teachers do not last in the educational system. They usually get fired like just the next semester. They won't give her classes. I'm just saying it. Okay, let's continue. So it took so long for her to react. Why did it take so long to react? Because she's here. She has to be here. Okay, let's see. Let's watch. Crazy in the building! Oh yeah! Okay, the teacher is laughing here. See, you know, the teacher. What a facial expression, as you see. Kind of laughing it off. So by laughing it off, she hopes the student will kind of shut down, you know. But it usually doesn't work. If you ignore disruptive behavior, it doesn't de-escalate. It usually escalates. Maybe that particular disruptive student is shut down, but I said that such a behavior is infectious. It infects other students. So she just ignores it. You never ignore such a behavior. And what a facial expression. This facial expression is not accepted. You need a more serious facial expression, a more serious posture, a more serious body language. Okay? This is just unacceptable. This is just unacceptable. Okay, let's see what happens next. I have to adjust it. Adjust. Okay, adjust it further, and yep, here we go. And I go here, and let's watch the rest. What's up, here, bro? What's up? Okay, she doesn't do anything. She's running away. Okay, she's just running away. She's just ignoring it at this point. You see, I said that such a behavior is infectious, It started with one student, now it's infecting more. Now other students are joining in because the teacher didn't take immediate action. The teacher is running away. You see, the teacher is running away from the problem, running away. Instead of going this way, the source of distraction, she's just running away. And you see other students who are here, they are distracted as well. So this is just not a good class, This is just not a good class. This is just an example of a bad class where no learning takes place, unfortunately, because the teacher is passive, doesn't take action. Okay, the teacher is turning, finally. Be quiet. Be quiet. Okay, this in this situation, such an instruction doesn't work. You have to take more serious actions. Maybe you have to kick the student out. I'm serious, kick the student out. If you're in this situation, you have to kick the student out immediately. There is no question about it. Kick them out, Yeah, if you have to kick 5 students out, it's okay, kick them out. Because if you don't kick your students in this situation, you are going to get kicked out from your job. I'm going to be honest, I'm going to be frank here. You are going to lose your job if you don't kick the student out. Kick 5 students, kick 6 students, 7 students, it's okay. Okay? Otherwise, you are going to lose your job. You are going to lose your job. I'm serious. I've been there. I have been there. I have been there. I'm talking from experience. Watching this video hits home, because this has happened to me. And this is the only action that you can take. You have to kick them out. I have no other comment here. This is the way. You don't say be quiet here. It doesn't work. It has escalated too far. This class has turned to a zoo, and the teacher is a zookeeper here. Is not a teacher here, because the teacher, this is not an educational setting. This is a zoo setting. I always use this term zoo for such classes, Okay. It's too late. Okay. Just way too late. And this is so sad. Such a tragedy. Honestly, such a tragedy. Okay, the teacher is approaching. Okay. What does the teacher do? Nothing. A moment of silence. You know, this is such a pain. Such a pain. Okay, students are told to prepare materials for math center. Let's watch this one as well. Okay. 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 Okay, what does the teacher do? What does the teacher do? Let's see. Let's see what does the teacher do in this situation. It's a joke. Like she treats it like it's some kind of joke instead of like an actual disturbance. What is this? You're using never as a teacher have this posture. This is a weak posture. This is a weak posture. Never as a teacher have this body language. You see, never. Okay. Okay. So we are actually going to continue. I will mute my mic for a minute.
She just told me, Miss Hudson. She just told me to do that, Miss Hudson. She said it would be funny.
And she walks away. The student just says something, you know, and she treats it as a joke. Never treat something like that as a joke. Like if one student even does this to another student, like something like this, if I can see this, you have to act in a serious manner. Like this is a serious disturbance. Even doing like this is a serious disturbance. You either you have to kick the student. I personally do this, you know, because it's infectious. I'm speechless at this point. You know, I can't say anything. You know, this is beyond. You know, this is beyond redemption. You know, because the teacher just runs away from, he avoids the source of disturbance, like it's COVID-19. I said COVID-19 before. You have to I don't know what to say. You have to take immediate action whenever you see a disturbance like this. And she just walks away. Okay, let's watch the rest. What is this? Never do this. And she's the distance, you know, what a distance, you know, she's maximizing proximity. Where's the camera? She's maximizing proximity here. In a classroom management, you have to be next to the student, next to your student, so you can actually take action. You cannot manage your class when you are 200 meters away from your students. Like you are 200 kilometers away from your students. You cannot manage your class in this manner. You have to be closer to your students, so you can actually grab them and kick them out. But this is just an example. You have to your proximity should be closer than this, because the teacher just maximizing the proximity, so things can get out of hand real quick, just because of this, just because of proximity. Okay. Instead of addressing the student, the teacher waits. This doesn't work. You can't wait the disturbance out. You have to take immediate action because things escalate. Things are disturbance is infectious. It infects other students when you don't take action. When a student is disturbing the class, you have to take immediate action. Either kick the student out or I don't know, whatever you do. But the action what you do should be serious enough. So it prevents other students. You know, we have the element of fear. I don't know. You can use the element of fear. Why not? I'm not against the element of fear. Even use element of fear. It's better than losing your job. You know, I'm being honest here. You know, I prefer to be real with you. You know, even may not be academically suitable, but let's be real here. Either it's your students or your job. Either you are going to lose your job, or in this situation have such a messy class. Okay. Okay. I'll wait. Who says that? Okay. I don't even have to say anything at this point. Let's just watch the rest and see. Okay. When the student calls the teacher, the teacher is just looking away. Just looking away. Just looking away. And you see the students are distracted by this behavior. One student, two students, three, two, I mean 1, 2, 3, 3 students precisely this way, or 4 students. You know, so this is how you know this matter is serious, you know, by the amount of students who are distracted by that behavior. The teacher doesn't know what to do because she has completely lost control of the situation because she's too passive. Yeah. Because she is mentally exhausted. Maybe physically exhausted, maybe emotionally exhausted. We don't know. We can see the tip of the iceberg here. Nothing more. Just the tip of the iceberg. See, now everyone is distracted. Everyone is distracted in this class. Okay. Be quiet, get your stuff out from math centers. What is be quiet? I never say be quiet to teenagers. This is such a rude, this is unprofessional. Saying be quiet is unprofessional. It's absolutely unprofessional. Give an activity, you know, get your stuff out for math centers, but never say be quiet. Give them something to do. The teacher could just say, get your stuff out for math centers. That would have been more professional, for sure. Go line up when you're done. And again, I wouldn't say that. Maybe I would have given more activities instead of saying go line up, because lining up may cause disorder in this class. Okay, lining up. This still creates a chaotic situation. Lining up. Instead, give them more activities to do. Okay, we can see this disturbance here. What does the teacher do? Let's see. Nothing. Perfect. Okay, you see, go line up. It already creates chaos. Never say that. Okay, never say that. It makes the situation chaotic. Okay. You can see the chaos here. I don't prefer such a class. This is not my way. This is certainly not my way. I have this comment. Maybe this is the correct approach in some situations, but certainly I don't take that risk. I never take that risk. And I tell you not to take that risk either. Some of the students are sitting, maybe those who are sitting currently are stressed out. They are stressed out because they feel incompetent towards their peers. They compare themselves with the students who are standing up, so it kind of creates chaos. And you cannot, the students here or sitting here, they cannot really focus on the task. That is why I say give them another activity to activity 1 finished. Okay, activity number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. This is such a tragedy and an unfortunate case. Be quiet, be quiet, be quiet. Unprofessional, 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 unprofessional. And where's the teacher? Where's the teacher going? I'm not sure. Let's see. The teacher moves out. Okay. I think it's finished. Thank you for watching.